What is up, beautiful people? So this quick training is going to show you how to hire an overseas virtual assistant. This is somebody in the Philippines, somebody in Mexico, somebody in another country that is able to work with you, work for you remotely. And they are some of the smartest, most intelligent human beings that I've ever seen. And you're able to hire them, of course, at a very great price. This is for people who are running a business, whether you're solo or whether you have a small team and you need someone to do admin work, you need someone to help you create content, post content, you need someone to manage your communications. Whatever it is, this training is going to fully help you do exactly that. And I'm going to be sharing my screen as well. So for this training, we're going to be using Upwork. Upwork.com is where we hire just about every single one of our talent, and I would say it beats the other ones in my opinion because I've tried the other ones. There's Online Jobs PH, there's Fiverr as well, but Upwork seems to be where I find just top quality talent. I've had some virtual assistants that have worked for our company for over 3 years, and every single person that I've hired and had a good gut feeling about and has gone through the 2-week trial has stayed with us since the start of our company, and well, actually since they started on with our company. So the first thing I want you to do is you're going to go to Google Docs and you're simply going to write out everything that you do currently in your company. For example, you write email copy, you do the sales calls, you manage communications, do time management, do onboarding for clients, I find buyers. Whatever it is that you currently spend your time doing, write it all down here, because what it's going to do for you, it's going to help you realize where all your time is going in your company, and number one, where you need to be putting your time, right? In income generating activities, we call them IGAs, income generating activities. And then there are MWAs, which are minimum wage activities. Now we say this for a reason, because we want you guys to be focused on IGAs, the primary aspects of your company, for example, sales, marketing, branding, leadership, etc. And we want to save the MWAs for an incredible overseas virtual assistant that can handle them. But the biggest question that I get for the CEOs that I coach is, when do I know when to hire? How do I hire? And what do I give them to do? So this is always the prerequisite, is always write down exactly what you're doing in your company, maybe some things that you're not doing or should be doing. And what you're going to do from there is you're going to take this and you're going to input into ChatGPT to create a outlay of what your virtual assistant can do. So you can create a list of roles and responsibilities for them. So we'll go to ChatGPT for a minute and help you create that. Let's just say you are running a simple coaching business, and the main IGAs, the main income generating activities that you do is the sales call, you post on social media, you create the content, you do the coaching, you speak on stages, okay? All of that creates you more customers, in turn creates you more money. Now, there are MWAs, there are things that you do that shouldn't be on your plate, and as you're leveling up, should definitely be on a virtual assistant's place. For example, setting up the sales call, the pre-screening call. Maybe it is scripting the content. Maybe it is even posting the content. I still post my content on my social media because I have a very distinct way I like to do it. But as you're growing and as I'm growing, honestly, I'm going to have to source that out and have someone else take over the accounts that I don't use a lot, like LinkedIn, like X, like YouTube, which actually I have a virtual assistant that posts on YouTube for me. With coaching, same thing. There is customer service, and there is email communications. Okay? Let's say these are the MWAs. These are the aspects that you might feel busy doing, but honestly could get done by a virtual assistant because it's not a specialized skill like sales calls, where in that case you would need to hire a salesperson that has been trained, or even creating the content. You are typically the attractive character. You are the person that is the one in front of the camera, so they wouldn't be in front of the camera either. So we'll take these and we'll go to ChatGPT and we'll say, these are all the tasks that I'm currently in charge of, but would like a virtual assistant to take care of. Please write a detailed job description, a job title, and a list of responsibilities based upon these tasks. You can list those tasks below. By the way, guys, I'm going fast because you can go back to this as many times as you please. So once you put that down, it will simply feed out a pretty good job description. It doesn't have to be perfect. It absolutely does not have to be perfect. Same thing with this. The job title doesn't have to be perfect either. I actually, instead of what they will give me, I will just put virtual assistant. Because based on my numbers, what I'll get in a 30 to 48 hour timeline is when I just have a title that says virtual assistant, I'll get about 75 applicants. If I have one that says sales and content operations virtual assistant, I'll get about 20 applicants. I care more about the volume of applicants, which might be different from what other people tell you, but I want to look at a volume of them to be able to source out about 5 to 10 applications to interview about 5 to 10, which I'll go over in just a second. So very simply, I'm not going to read this out. I honestly will not even read it because I trust ChatGPT with my life. Just kidding. But I know I gave it just enough information that can get me the right applications that I need, right? Because again, I care more about people coming in, applying, and then going through the questions that I'm going to ask them on the application part. So I'll take this, and of course, what I'll actually do is go through a couple of them, make sure it's good, make sure it feels right, and I will copy and paste it onto Upwork. So now that we're on Upwork, of course, you're gonna need to log in, and once you're in here, you can see all your people here, the amount that we pay them, and all the active contacts you have. Upwork is a whole full suite that we use. All you're gonna do is post a job. I, for my company, always like to do long-term projects because I want people who wanna work long-term. For some like website work, I always do short-term project, but if you're looking for a virtual assistant, one to work with you for a long time, for many years as you're building, even jumping companies with you as you're building different companies, I would have them do a long-term project. And then again, you can either do the title that ChatGPT gives you, or you can do it like me and just put virtual assistant. All right. And then general virtual assistant is the job category as well. Next is going to be skills. And here you can either ask ChatGPT or you can think for yourself of what the skills are required. Of course, for myself, it is overall email communication, phone communication based upon the project that I'm having them work on. If it's content, put content creation, content analysis. It's all based upon, again, your specific industry, your specific business that you are doing. If they're a salesperson and you want to hire a virtual assistant to do calls for you, then they're going to have to be very proficient on the phones and have a great ability to speak English, which you could put that in the beginning. But I'm just going to use them, their popular skills that they have: scheduling, personal administration, email communication, data entry, etc. Because honestly, the virtual assistants that we hire are just smart people that can handle just about anything that we ask them to do. They are entrepreneur-minded in the sense that they can figure things out pretty fast and then come back to you for any questions that they have. So next thing is scope. More than 6 months is what I always choose. Again, if you have a short-term project, you just need a website, you just need a couple things done, then you can put the timeline according. But this training is for a long-term virtual assistant overseas. So I put more than 6 months. And for me, I always put entry level because for some reason, some people, for example, in the Philippines have a, a very strong humility, and they might be experts in a certain place, but they will always see themselves as entry. And when I see this, I'm just looking at how many applicants will I get. Entry, you'll get about 100. Intermediate, you'll get about 20. Expert, you'll get about 4 or 5. So I'm always going to go for the volume if it doesn't cost me any more dollars. So entry level is what you're going to want to do. And then, is this job a contract to hire opportunity? I put yes, this could be full time, because if I'm a VA in the Philippines, I probably want a position that could eventually go somewhere. So you want to do the same thing. Okay. Next is going to be location. Now, this is a preferred aspect where I choose to do worldwide. And this is where I'll get the people from the Philippines. This is where I'll get people from Mexico, from Venezuela, everywhere. And US only. You will find good talent in the US. And if you are looking for more content-based people, I would say hire in the US. But if you need editors, if you need overall virtual assistants, worldwide is going to be good. Next is going to be budget. Now, this is a place where you can vary based upon what you want to pay. For our virtual assistants, we started at about $3.50 to $5 an hour to just get them started. And if you think about it, in the Philippines, this is an absolute amazing salary for them. You can do the conversions based on their currency over there and see what people are making on average. And it is actually a really, really good salary for them. So $3.50 to $5. And then, of course, next is going to be the description, which I take it from ChatGPT. And then I paste it in here. And then now that we have that, the next biggest piece, again, I'm going fast because I'm back on stage in a few minutes here. But the next thing you're going to do is, actually the most important part, is going to go to screening questions. Now, with screening questions, you're going to want to write your own questions, and I'll give you a few right now. Most important, I think, is tell me about yourself. And this is actually the first question that you ask on the interview. And then do, what are those called? Barracks. Just create a box that says, I want to know about you, about who you are, your values, etc. Okay? Because a lot of people, just like us, we're using ChatGPT, will use ChatGPT to answer the questions, but here is a place where you almost force them to actually tell them about themselves. And actually, if you can tell if someone is using ChatGPT or not, and I'll give those people a chance, but everyone who I can read and genuinely see that they answered it on their own timing is the people that I want to hire. Next thing is, what has been your previous experience, if any, in this role? And the last three, I do what is your availability, and then preferred, oh, I just realized I'm covering it all. Preferred 9 to 5 a.m. PST, or whatever time is preferred for you, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you the last two questions to ask yourself, but they, of course, have suggested ones here. And this is gonna be the most important part, again, because out of 100 applicants, this is what you're gonna use to check off first, to see out of the 100 people how you can, in 20 minutes, go down to 10 people. Because most people will ignore it. Most people will say, interview me first. Most people won't be available at the time you want. Most people use ChatGPT, but there will be about 10 to 15 who actually answer the questions because they want to work for you. All right. The last pieces that I do, I leave these three empty, and then I'll go to finalize job post, and then post as standard for free. You don't have to post as a featured job. In the beginning, you can Post a standard job, leave it be, and you'll have 30 to 100 applicants within 48 hours. All right. So guys, I wanted to do this quite promptly. Number one, because we taught this today on stage. And number two, this is a recurring question that I get from a lot of you entrepreneurs. But tomorrow we'll be back, same time, same place, and it'll be back to one of our original formats, because actually tomorrow we have Andrew's dad, Robert Schlag, that we're going to be interviewing on stage, and we'll be bringing the cameras over there. So it'll be the both of us interviewing him, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys are there, but make sure if you are an entrepreneur that you implement this, you are ready for a virtual assistant, and I would have each and every single one of you hire one ASAP so you can get the training wheels done of how to be a leader and a leader for your team. All right? Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will see you guys in a couple hours, 24 hours. See you later. Bye-bye.